Now, issues in classrooms across the country have dominated headlines this year. Teachers are quitting in record numbers and students have ranked among the most disruptive in the world. As the school year comes to a close, though, we're questioning now what can be done to improve our education system in 2024. So let's bring in former teacher Meg Durham in Melbourne and the New South Wales Education Minister Prue in Wollongong. Good morning to you both. Firstly to you, Meg, there are new figures out this week that show a third of Australian students don't listen to their teachers. How tricky is that for educators?
It is so tricky, Jane. As an educator, we work so hard to make lessons meaningful and engaging. And when you look around and students aren't listening, it's heartbreaking. It's demoralising. You feel humiliated at times because we work just so hard and they're not listening. That is so hard. And I speak with experienced teachers each week and they're saying, Meg, I've been doing this a long time and I feel like I'm not good at it anymore.
That's hard to take, hard to listen to. My sister and my mother are teachers and what they are seeing in the classroom is very hard to deal with. You're now working as a teacher wellbeing specialist. What are some of the other challenges that our teachers are facing, including those disciplinary ones I just talked about?
It's the workload. The workload for teachers is so immense, and it's not the workload that you think about, it's the invisible workload. It's the emotional workload, because teachers are working in an environment where there is so much happening. The demands of our students are so complex. And let's not forget that each of our young people have parents, and parents have certain demands of us as teachers as well. So it's this really large invisible load that's really holding us back and weighing us down.
Well, let's get to you now, Minister. This week you've announced that thousands of public school deputies and executives are going to be sent back to the classroom next year. Why are you doing that?
Well, Meg's right, so right. Here in New South Wales, we're experiencing it too. Teachers are overworked, burdened, and we have the worst teacher shortage in living memory. We came to government with 10,000 lessons uncovered every day. So what we're doing is saying to deputies and assistant principals, we need you in the classroom, imparting your expert practice to our kids, because to us, certainly as a government, and this has come from me listening to teachers like Meg and all around New South Wales, is that we actually, there's nothing more important than getting a teacher in the classroom so we can improve outcomes for our kids.
Yeah, the disaster zones, some of these classrooms, especially in regional areas, I know because I was in one back once upon a time. I know now it's much worse. The Department of Education review, what else did that find?
Well, look, we've done a number of reviews this year. The review into executive teaching found that a lot of our very best teachers, who are assistant principals or deputy principals, were not working at all, not having any teaching load at all, and of course we want them in the classroom. But of course we've also found things like 10,000 uncovered lessons a day, and you referenced behaviour before as well. It's something that we're also working on, because as Meg said, the complexity of our kids and the issues that our teachers have to deal with every day, we've really got to get on top of that as well. It's really seeing just too many of them leave our classrooms.
Just anecdotally talking to teachers, a lot of them, like you said, are frustrated by the workload. Do you think you have too many pen pushers in the Department of Education and not enough teachers in the classroom?
Yes, it's something that we've been working really hard on actually since coming to government. We're working really diligently at slashing workload, streaming down accreditation. We slowed down rollout of our curriculum here in New South Wales because we're acutely aware of the workload. And, you know, we've given a big salary increase to teachers here in New South Wales recently, but I go to schools and teachers will say to me, it's the workload that's driving us out of this profession, you know. So we really desperately need more teachers, and then we need to lighten the load on those that are in there. And we really need to do it all at once. We need to get deputies and assistants back in classrooms. We need to lighten the workload. We need to raise salaries. We need to do it all at once, because the future of our kids is actually really at stake.
And are you guaranteeing that will all happen?
Well, we're biting it off bit by bit. You know, like the most important thing for us in government in New South Wales is to get on top of the teacher shortage, because at the end of the day, for our kids, the most important thing is a qualified teacher in front of them. School buildings are awesome, and we're doing a lot of them, but a school is just really a teacher in front of kids. That's where the learning happens. That's the most important thing to me. It's getting me out of bed every morning, literally.
Yeah. Meg, let's give you the last word. My sister basically broke up a knife fight at her school last year. It's bad. What do you want to see? What's the biggest thing, the biggest change you want to see?
Is the community talking about this in a way that it's not blaming teachers? This is not a personal issue for teachers to carry and to hold. This is a community issue. And what we're seeing in classrooms is a reflection of what's happening outside the classrooms in our community. All you have to do is walk down to your local pharmacy and you'll see a sign that says we don't accept unacceptable behaviour or violence or swear words. You know, what we're seeing in the classroom is a reflection of what's happening in the community. So let's all work together on this issue and support teachers who are at the front line doing the best they can with what they've got.
Meg Durham and Prue, thank you both
Well
for your
said.
time this morning. A shout out to all the wonderful teachers out there.
Keep on doing what you do. Thank you.
Just